YouTube, are you after a way to light up your setup with a camera? Elgato's got you covered. This is the Elgato ring light. What this does, it's a ring that goes around your camera, which isn't blinding, and it's also edge lit. So it's going to be really perfect for having a camera in the inside. I'm going to be setting this up right now. So clamping it onto the table with the padded clamp there, and now we're going to be plugging it in. As you can see, it's got the Wi-Fi controls there. It's got the ball head, so you've got a big range of movement. So just setting it up here, spinning up the top there, and tightening everything up so it's in the right position. Now we're all ready to go. Let's plug the power in down the bottom there, and let's get this happening. We got the wire down the bottom sort of going everywhere, so it's got the nice little tidy neat clamps onto the pole, and I'm just showing you the range of movement it has there. So you can virtually put it any way you like, depending on what you want it for or what your setup is, any position of the room, which is great. I'm going to actually show you some more mounting options. For example, you can put it on the face cam up the top there. You can put your camera on there. Any sort of phone clamps would be really nice. And you can go into the Elgato control center, change the brightness, the temperature. It's very easy. If you do want to check this out and any other Elgato products, the link is in the description of the video. And let's get into the battles. What's up, Pikachu? For today's video, we full Unrivaled Pokemon team. These are the Unrivaled Pokemon you can capture in the raids. We've got Pikachu, Charizard, Decidueye, Greninja, Cinderace, and Samurott. I'll be using the exact sets that I actually caught in the raid, and all I'll be doing to them is giving them EVs and items, and that's it. Today, I've got 5 battles this team. I hope you really enjoy. I got quite a few battles, and since they were primarily all physical and special attacking Pokemon, there was no like status moves. These made the battles actually really fast. If you want to support the channel too, people who enjoy the videos, make sure you hit that like button. And what do you think is your favorite Unrivaled Pokemon so far? Alright, we have a battle here. I'm not really sure of my opponent's name. This is a random battle on the Poke Portal, and we've got a Talonflame lead. Now, this is going to be a special Talonflame, which is pretty interesting, and it's going to be going for the Air Slash. That's going to get rid of my Decidueye, sadly, there. Now, the next Pokemon is going to be Greninja, the Unrivaled. Now, this set, I'll go over all the moves. I'm sure you know them. Gunk Shot, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, and Night Slash. I gave this one max speed, and I gave it 200 in speed, 52 in attack, and 252 in special attack. So it's not like a mixed set. The item I gave was a Lumberry too. So this Talonflame flinched me twice in a row with the Air Slash. You wouldn't read about it, and Greninja is going to faint. So an awful start to the battle there. Decidueye was like Brave Bird, Spirit Shackle, Leaf Blade. I think I forgot the other move, but it'll be up there in a sec. So we got the Samurott coming in here. This is like Lonely Nature. This Samurott, so it was really slow. So what I did is I made it max health and max attack. We're going to finish off the Samurott there with an Aqua Cutter. I nearly said an Air Cutter. I was actually really scared that the Talonflame would like clinch me again with the Air Slash. Next Pokemon is going to be the Meowscarada. So this is the TERA Bug Samurott, and that is going to be going for a Mega Horn. So I guess that was the only weakness using this team. They sort of know what moves I was going to do. So they went for the Flower Trick second there, and Samurott is going to faint. With the Shell Armor ability, I don't know. I still think that might have fainted me regardless. So that's the end of Samurott anyway. Next Pokemon is going to be Charizard. So Charizard has got the Dragon Pulse, Fire Blast, Hurricane, Focus Mist, and of course we've got Terra Dragon. I guess everyone's favorite Charizard, right? Now, apparently, the next raid is going to be like a Ditto one, and I'm actually expecting a Typhlosion as the next, like, I guess before Pokemon Home. Maybe like a Ghost Typhlosion. That'd be pretty cool. What Pokemon would you like to see in the next raid? So we're going to Miss Magius coming out here. Now, as soon as I seen Miss Magius, I thought, well, it's going to have Power Gem or Thunderbolt. So it's going to go for the Power Gem there, and that is the end of the Charizard. Now I'm going to bring in Cinderace. So Cinderace is going to be the Terra Fighting. We've got High Jump Kick, Pyro Ball, Acrobatics, and Iron Head. I gave this Citrus Berry, so Acrobatics would be double base power, plus I had a little bit of recovery if I needed to. Now, the Charizard as the item, I believe I had Dragon Fang on that. So that's the end of the Miss Magius, thanks to my my Iron Head Cinderace there. I've got Liberia as the ability to. Next Pokemon here is going to be Dragonite, and it's a shiny green Dragonite. So that's why I went into Cinderace and went for the Steel-type move, so I could turn myself into a Steel-type, so it wouldn't be able to go for the extreme speed spam. So it's not really doing too much damage to me. I'm hitting it fairly hard now with acrobatics. The Fire Punch actually does not end me, and it turns out right here, I was thinking, oh, they're probably going to go for extreme speed, but since I'm a Steel-type, I don't know if that's actually going to fake me. So I went for another Iron Head there. I mean, if they had extreme speed, I'd say they would have used it, but it wouldn't have fainted me from that range. So that's the end of the Dragonite. Next Pokemon is going to be Raichu. I'm not going to write you a love song, and we're going to go for a Pyro Ball here. Pyro Ball does not take out the Raichu, which was quite surprising, and I got a burn, and the burn actually mattered because Raichu was a physical set and didn't take out the Cinderace. Like, wow, that was so lucky. So now I can finish off the Raichu with a Iron Head here. And that is going to be the end of that, which is really good. So I've got Cinderace still left, and we've got one other being the Pikachu. Next Pokemon is going to be Lucario. So I'm like, does this have Bullet Punch or Extreme Speed? We got a TERA here, because I noticed they haven't, TERA'd the entire battle. So the Lucario is going to be a TERA Fighting. So I'm like, well, I would have almost gone for acrobatics there, but I wasn't sure. It could have been anything, right? So Lucario, I'm going to take a high jump kick right to its face, and it almost took it out. It was very close. Now Lucario is going to be a special set going for that TERA Fighting Aura Sphere. So that's going to be the end of the Cinderace there. So all that's left now is Pikachu, the Unrivaled, which of course is a TERA Water Surf, which is really cool. We've got Thunder Surf, Play Rough, and Iron Tail. This one is max speed and max special attack, and Light Ball, of course, is the item there too. Cinderace, did I say it? So I know Cinderace, I believe I gave that as a heavy. I gave that I had a Citrus Berry and I gave it heavy duty boots, but I sort of swapped the item, throughout the battles that I was doing. So go for that TERA Water on the Pikachu, and Pikachu is going to outspeed the Lucario, which is awesome, and that is going to be the end of Lucario. It's all washed up. That's the very first battle with the Unrivaled team. A pretty close one there as well. That Dragonite, I thought might sweep through my team, but thank goodness I had sort of Cinderace there to really get a couple of those threats out the way. Let's get on to battle number 2 here. I'm not sure of my opponent's name. Possibly someone can translate that for me, but they've got a Magneton profile picture. Now, their first Pokemon, interesting enough, is going to be the Electrode. So Pikachu has the Lightning Rod ability, and I can see this has got the Air Balloon. So they went for a Charge Beam there. It's not going to work. It's going to boost up the Pikachu's Electric-type move, which is going to be really cool. Unfortunately, for the Electrode, it's not going to be able to take me out with that at all. So they're going to have to go for something like Explosion, and that Pikachu is gone. There's no way it is living that attack at all. So that is a double KO. I mean, Pikachu, even with Electrode's low attack, Pikachu is just so frail, right? So it's a double KO at the start of the battle. Next Pokemon is going to be Leo. I'm like, what is this? So I'm going to bring in Decidueye. So Decidueye, can use any move here. I'm going to go for, Low Kick was the other move I didn't mention. So we had Low Kick, and Low Kick super effective, but it didn't take it out, and then it used Endeavor. So I was like, I reckon that was some sort of focus set there with Endeavor, but I guess I really didn't want to swap it out because of the other Pokemon, right, taking extra damage. So next Pokemon is Slaking. They're going to go for Sucker Punch. That did an enormous amount of damage there, almost ending my Decidueye one shot. I went for Brave Bird. It barely scratched the surface on Slaking. It's so tanky there on the defensive side. So bye-bye Decidueye. Next Pokemon we got is Cinderace, the Unrivaled. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for a high jump kick. Now, my opponent is going to go for a TERA. I'm like, interesting. They're going for a TERA on the turn it's got true. And I'm like, oh no, it's a TERA Ghost Slaking. So I guess since I'm running the Unrivaled set, they know the movesets already. And Cinderace commonly does have high jump kick on more competitive sets. So I'm going to miss the Slaking. I love how it's just sitting there and the ghost is just smiling at me. I guess the ghost is sort of thinking what Slaking is inside its mind, right? So now I'm going to go for that Pyro Ball there. It does good damage, but certainly not enough to take it out. And now it's going to go for a Hammer Arm, which is going to end my Cinderace. So good play there by my opponent. I had no idea they would have gone for the ghost there. Now, another thing here is the Slaking had an item. So when it had its speed drop, the Jetpack ejected it out of the battle, which is pretty smart because that means they won't stay in for a turn there and do nothing with Truant, right? So now we've got the Doug Trio coming here. Fisher Doug Trio, thank goodness it missed there. I would have been very salty if it landed. And now I'm going to go for a simple Protein Ice Beam here, and that is going to be the end of the moles there. You're just going to freeze those moles off. So that's 3 Pokemon down. Now, I was thinking maybe Slaking will come in, maybe not. It's like, probably not, because it doesn't have too much health left. Next Pokemon is Magneton. Magneton is going to outspeed me. It's a Choice Scarf set, and Steel Beam is going to drop my Greninja in one go. So that's the end of Greninja, and that's the half of the Magneton's health gone. Since I know now that they're Choice Scarf because they outsped a Greninja, I swapped in my Samurott. So, well, they're not going to go for Steel Beam against Samurott. So this gives me a nice little bit of damage here. I went for the Drill one, and we got some good damage here on the Zangoose. No, we didn't. We got terrible damage because it's a bulky set. So now I'm going to go for the Air Cutter. Air Cutter did pretty good damage here. Zangoose is going to have Crush Claw, and Crush Claw drops on defense, which is pretty cool. Aqua Cutter is actually going to crit the Zangoose there. Now, my item was Scope Lens too, so I could, get an extra chance of crit on all the critting moves that Samurott did get. Next Pokemon is Magneton. Obviously, they're going to go for a T-Bolt there, and that is the end of Samurott. So I've got one more Pokemon left, and that Pokemon is Charizard. So my only way to get around the Magneton, the Choice Scarf Magneton, is to go for Terra Dragon, and I'll go for Fire Blast. So that's really the only move I can go for, because, all the other moves are probably going to either miss or they're not going to take it out right, Dragon Pulse way. So I've got that Terra Dragon Charizard, and now I can go for Fire Blast. Now, I was so worried that Fire Blast was going to miss here. Here comes the Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt obviously not going to do a lot of damage here, thanks to the Terra Resistant. And that is the end of the Magneton there. They got Melters. So there's one more Pokemon left, and that is the Slaking from earlier on. So I know they've got Sucker Punch already. It's like, well, they may go for that. They popped the Giga Impact, and it has missed. Man, that was really, really unlucky there from my opponent. They absolutely would have one-shot on my Charizard there for sure. But thank you to whoever that was. I'd definitely be a little bit salty there from that Giga Impact miss, and Slaking is going to be fainting there. But a really cool team there. At least they used some interesting Pokemon and some, moveset strategies there. I really enjoyed battling that person, whoever they are. I doubt they, probably ever see this video, but that was really cool. Next battle here, this one is against Alvaro, I think that's how I say it. And we got a Charizard, the Unrivaled lead here. So that's going to be versing Pikachu, the Unrivaled. So I thought this is a not a bad matchup here to go for a TERA on the first turn, right? Now, Charizard may try and attack me here, or they may swap. I went for TERA Water, so I'm going to go for the TERA Surf here. I guess they'll probably expect like a like thunder or something like that. So I'm going to be going for the Surf here on the Charizard. I was like, I doubt Charizard will live this with a Light Ball, because, Pikachu does hit fairly hard with that Light Ball attach, and Charizard is going to be fainting there. So that was a pretty good start. Next Pokemon is going to be Bob, and Bob the Bat's Caliber. Wow, speaking of Bob, is Bob the Builder still like a thing? Like, that show? It's like this, show about this cartoon sort of man. It's like, he goes around building and fixing things like that. Might be a little bit before your time, but I'm very curious whether that show is actually still around, or has it been retired? If anyone knows, let me know in the comment section. I'd just love to know that. Anyway, back to the battle there. Here comes the Glaive Rush, and no way, that'll take out Pikachu's entire family tree. So bye-bye, Pikachu. You tried your best there. So this is quite a counter. I need to get rid of it really fast. So going to Cinderace here. Here comes a Ice Shard. I guess they went for Ice Shard because I guess I was scared that I was going to outspeed them. And that was a lot of damage there. Really, really, truly a lot of damage. So Citrus Berry is going to be activated. And now I can just go for Pyro Ball or like High Jump Kick. After that other battle, the Slaking, I was kind of scared to go for High Jump Kick, it's probably going to miss. So Max Caliber is going to fake to the Pyro Ball. Now, I've noticed one thing about Cinderace's attack animation too. When it uses Pyro Ball, remember in Sword and Shield how it used to kick the ball a little bit and then kick the ball at the opponent? It doesn't do that anymore. It sort of just kicks it straight away and doesn't do the couple of little kicks before. It's all those small little things they've taken out of the animations for a lot of Pokemon, right? Anyway, so we had the Annihilate. Well, that's dead. It's already dead. And now the Dunsparce is going to go for Ancient Power. I just went for a High Jump Kick and then the Acrobatics, and that was more than enough to take it out. I mean, Cinderace was... it was definitely the best Pokemon on this team. Next Pokemon is going to be the, I nearly called it Crocodile, the Skeledirge there. I've got an honest question for you all right now. Since this Pokemon is nicknamed Crocs, do you wear Crocs, yes or no? I mean, I don't wear them myself, but I don't know, they're just like I don't know, they're not exactly what you call the most attractive looking shoe, are they? But anyway, do you wear Crocs? Let me know. We had this discussion in the video the other day too about the crocodile and alligator Pokemon. Apparently there's only 3 of them if you don't take the baby Pokemon into account. So, you know, Game Freak, if you're listening to this video, which you 100% totally are, make sure you bring some more alligator and crocodile Pokemon into the next generation, maybe. Or I don't know if we'll get any new Pokemon for Scarlet and Violet, but if we do, I hope they're, you know, crocodiles and alligators. That'd be really, really cool. Anyway, so the last Pokemon is going to be the Vivillon. It is in the, it's flapping its wings. It's the fancy form. Now, it's going to be putting him to sleep with the Sleep Powder. And with Sleep Powder and Combat Eyes, it's pretty accurate, you know, so they're probably not going to be missing. So Samurott actually gets a wake up here. They got 2 Quiver Dance up there, which is a lot of speed and special attack. So after that, I knew they'd have the Focus Sash as the item. So there's no way I'm going to be able to live the next attack. However, Vivillon is going to put me to sleep again. I guess I was worried that maybe I have, like, I don't know, an item or I was super tanky. But yeah, after 2 Quiver Dances, this thing is pretty unstoppable. Unless you got, like, something stupidly bulky on the special defensive side or, you know, resistant. So Decidueye is going to get blown away there. I was hoping they'd miss, but, you know, to no avail. So I've got 2 more Pokemon left. So, all right. Let's go into Greninja. I've got 1 Chansey here. So instead of attacking me, they went for a Sleep Powder, which wasn't all that bad to play because I could have easily been running a Focus Sash or like a Troll item like that. However, I've got the Lumberry here, and virtually the Lumberry is going to win me the game here because I can go for the Night Slash, and that is going to be enough to take out the Vivillon because it's only on 1 health. If my opponent kept attacking there, they would have won, but I guess they played it a little bit too safe there. I mean, it was their last Pokemon too, so taking the battle of Avara, I think that was a random, like, most of these battles, those first 3 battles are random battles on the Pokeportal too. These next 2, I believe these ones are on stream or on my member stream. We got a battle against Jover King, and we have a Quackquavel lead. It's also shiny. I'm going to be going for a Brave Bird here. That's going to be super effective. Quackquavel has got a Focus Sash as its item. So I was thinking, well, a flying type move or something like that Quackquavel is going to use. Quackquavel is going to go for a wing attack. So it almost fainted. It was very, very close for a disrespect KO there. I'm going to go for the Spirit Shackle, and that is the end of the Quackquavel. Everyone's favorite fully evolved star. I just feel like everyone hates it. Anyway, we got Robin Hood versus Robin Hood here. I really like, speaking of Robin Hood, has anyone ever watched, it was the Robin Hood, it was on the BBC Robin Hood. It was from a very, very long time ago. So that was from the early 2000s. I really liked that. It was like there was 3 seasons of it. And the guy from Lord of the Rings played in. I think it was, I'm not very good with actors' names. I think it was Richard Armitage. I think that was, yeah. I really enjoyed that, if anyone did watch that. Anyway, so Pikachu's going to come in here. We're going to take out Robin Hood. And that's the end of that. No more stealing from the rich and feeding the poor and stuff like that. Next Pokemon is going to be the Walking Meme here. It's going to go for a Sunny Day. That's going to be activating its Proto ability. Now, Pikachu really only has Play Rough to use here. I'm thinking Play Rough might be a 2 to 3 hit KO, and it did a lot of damage. Like, okay, that's pretty good. I guess that Light Bulb does help out a little bit. So we got a Twister Walking Meme. It did not flinch me. I would have been very, very salty if it did. And it's going to be fighting to a second Play Rough. Every time I use Twister, it never flinches. Like, I think about like a couple of battles. There was this one battle sometime I did with I did like a Mega Rayquaza sweep with Twister only. If you want to check it out, you should. It's an absolute banger of a video. I did Twister only. You should definitely check that out. And I got some very, very salty flinches there. It's probably the most like flinches I've ever got. So here comes the Iron Moth there. Got the electric terrain up, and the Quark Drive is going to be activated as well, boosting the special attack. Now, Samurott is going to be able to go for a Drill Run. That's going to take it down to another Focus Sash. So 2 Focus Sashes, sorry, that's 2 or 3 Focus Sashes. I think this might be a full Focus Sash team. I guess that Walking Meme has a lot of bulk, right? So it's probably difficult to get that Focus Sash to activate. You need like a really, really powerful move or a couple of boosts up there. So that's the end of the Iron Moth. Now, the next Pokemon to come in against my Samurott, the sun has to fade there, can't forget about that, is going to be I Don't Sweat, and it's a Miraidon. Like, all right, what's this set going to be? So far, they've been really powerful Pokemon with, like, really, really weak moves and a Focus Sash. So it's, I guess it's sort of a meme team, right? So we got a TERA Miraidon. It's TERA Electric. Now, I actually used a set that was almost identical to this, but I mean, I'm assuming that it's got Focus Sash as well, right? I don't have a Pokemon that can one-shot this. So Samurott's going to fake to a Thunder Shock from Miraidon. Now, I rolled a Thunder Shock Magnet Miraidon a while ago, and the funny thing is, even when you TERA, even with such a weak Electric-type move, it's still so strong. That's the sad part about it. So I'm going to go into the TERA Cinderace here. I was like, well, I got to get some damage on this thing. You know, it's pretty threatening, right? So go for that high jump kick. Excellent damage, but still, it didn't even get close to take it out. Here comes the Thunder Shock, and Cinderace just get rolled out like a lantern rug there. That is the end of that in one critical hit. Did the crit matter? I don't know. Like, I think I might have even taken it out. So I'm going to bring the Charizard. They've got Dragon Breath as well. I get paralyzed by Dragon Breath. You wouldn't read about it. Charizard just managed to get the Fire Blast off here. I don't know why I didn't go for Dragon Pulse, and that's going to... Oh, maybe I think I might have... I don't know. That was risky, man. Like, I don't know why I didn't go for Dragon Pulse. Anyway, that's the end of Miraidon. Next Pokemon is Bendozo. I'm going to go for the Hurricane. People always call me Bendozo all the time. They tried to roast me and stuff. I guess because, you know, it's not based on Dondozo's looks. It's based on because Dondozo is my favorite Gen 9 Pokemon. Anyway, Bendozo's going to faint. Allegedly, it had a Focus Band, but it didn't activate. Thank goodness. I would have been very, very salty. Let's get on to battle number 5. Lots of battles today with this team. This is a battle against the elusive PIMPNITE bot. Now, I'm going to fill you in on the past of PIMPNITE bot for any new viewers. Now, since Pokemon X and Y, there's been a person that's been on my streams, in my battle rooms, everything like that. That is mysterious. We don't know who they are, but they've been around since the X and Y days, and they're still here today in Scarlet and Violet, randomly battling me here and there, right? Because when I do my battles, I just put the code out there, and sometimes I just search for battles, and I find them too. It's really, really weird. It's like someone from another dimension or something like that. Anyway, so first Pokemon is going to be Glimmora. Sorry, not Glimmora, Glimmer, and that is going to get wrecked there. It did take out my Pikachu, though. That was very mean. Next Pokemon is Drifloon. I'm going to be going for an Ice Beam here on the Drifloon. Drifloon has got a Focus. Man, I'm about sick of these Focus Sashes. So Focus Sash is going to activate. Now, that's going to have Destiny Bond. So I'd say that's got Aftermath, Unburdened as the ability. So I'm like, I don't want to faint myself. I'm going to go into another Pokemon. So I'm going to slide out here into Samurott, and then I'm going to attack it. However, the Drifloon is going to go for Self-Destruct. Self-Destruct does a pretty good amount of damage to Samurott. So Samurott I was running was max health and max attack. So it's pretty bulky. Now, the next Pokemon here is going to be the Iron Thorns. They're going to go for the Thunderfang, and that is the end of the Samurott there. So bye-bye, Samurott. It's like those new consoles like the Xbox and the PlayStation. Are they still like hard to find? Like, I'm not sure. Like in other countries, they still hard to get a hold of those new consoles. I'm curious because I knew people were like scalping them and all those sort of things when they first came out. Anyway, so in comes the Benny Pow and Benny Poo, and that's the end of that. I think that might have been a roast like the other day. I actually called Qian Pow Qian Poo. Like it was like a slip up, and I think that's where it might have came from. Anyway, so Samurott, they've got one too. It's a shiny. It's going to go for a Ice Beam. Now we've got the Samurott going for a Leftovers recovery here. Now, I was going to go for... I mean, I already have a shiny Samurott anyway, but I don't know. I just like the normal Samurott better. I feel like this, when you look at the shiny, it's just... I don't know, it looks dull. It looks dull. The colors look a lot duller compared to like the nice blue that Samurott already has. Like, is there anyone out there that likes a shiny better? I'm curious. So Samurott's going to be able to resist that Leaf Blade, and it's a TERA Ice. It's going to knock off my item. Now, my item on Decidueye was Sharp Beak. Going to boost up that Brave Bird damage, right? You know, Sharp Beak, how about this? Hear me out on this one. If Sharp Beak gets knocked off, I reckon that should do damage, right? Because it's a Sharp Beak. If you try and knock off, like, say a bird's beak, right? You put your hand, bam, straight into it, right? That's going to hurt unless you got, like, I don't know, you're wearing some, like, crazy gloves, like mesh gloves or something like that. That's going to hurt. So this Samurott is using, like, Detect and Leftovers recovery over and over. So my move actually failed to take it out. But, there was a little bit of stall with Detect, and finally I eventually, took it out there with a Night Slash, which is good. So we've got one more Pokemon left in the Iron Thorn. So we've got Screaming Ben, which is going to be a Screamtail. So Screamtail's going to be a physical set. Go for a Drain Punch. That's the end of my Greninja. Now, that was really fast. I think that's a Choice Scarf Screamtail.
Next Pokemon is Cinderace. Like, all right, time to see if it is Choice Scarf, and it's not. I'm like, wow, okay. I don't know how it managed to outspeed that. So I'm going to go for the Iron Head here on my Cinderace, and that is going to be enough to take it out. So that was Libero Iron Head. I guess they're almost the same, right? I probably should do a team based on those abilities. Next Pokemon is Ithorns. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for the TERA fighting Cinderace, and I'm going to go for the high jump kick. This does have some really nice base defense, so if it is really, really tanky sort of build there, it might barely live. So we're going to go for the TERA and just make sure. So wait for the high jump kick, and it missed again. Come on. And now I crash right. I lost half my health and activated my own Citrus Berry. So, yeah. I got a little bit of health left. There's no way I'm living a Thunder Fang, or look, it could have been a Thunder, maybe not a Thunder Shock. I might have lived that bad. Anyway, so Cinderace is going to faint there. All I've got left now is going to be Charizard, right? So Charizard, the Unrivaled. I went for Focus Miss. That was my own move to take it out, and Focus Miss is going to miss, and now they're going to go for Rock Slide. You wouldn't read about it. So that's the end of the 5th battle. You just might as well just get a Salt Shaker and just pour it on top of me at the moment. That battle never happened, all right? Peace out, people.